night, Kapeash. Good 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 night, Kapeash.
That is how you start a show. I like that intro. I really, really like that intro, y'all. That's it for me. That's it. That got me. That touched me. It touched me here. Y'all, I've been doing these intros and stuff like that, and I finally got me some good help. And I appreciate it because man, these intros are finna get fun and stuff like that. Welcome to the Good Night Kapeash. I am your host, Kapeash. I'm definitely your host, Kapeash, where we talk about society, modern day, and things that are trending right before you go to bed or wake up in the morning. Oh my God, that was more awesome than what I thought. That really, really was, y'all. I am too happy. So, if y'all come in here, please like, comment, share, do all that good things that y'all know you want to do. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. Hold on, where is it? Oh yeah, here it is, y'all. Please hit that like and subscribe button, man. Yeah, do it right there, man. Just go and hit that button. Appreciate your stuff. Appreciate it. Yeah. All right, y'all. Y'all know how it is in breaking news. We do have a hostile environment over in another country with things going on. Yet again, it just wall to wall talking about what's going on. I think we should cover just a little bit more, keep people up to par on some of the tragics that's going down, that's going on. Keep our eye on the prize. Definitely want to keep you updated with something. I kind of want to go into this one deep conversation, but I might say that a little bit deeper. I might say that for later on today. It's politics day, it's Friday. So I might say that for that. Thinking about it. Yeah, you know, the war's going on over there. So let's kind of cover and see what's going on. As they show you three area shots.
About a new secretary is based on the president. I'm not sure how that
Three
works.
area shots.
Well, I think you're
Israel.
right. I agree that the fish rots from the head. And the real problem that we have with the chaos in our streets is coming from the White House and from the Oval Office. But I evaluate each of the nominees for cabinet positions and other positions on their merits. We'll hear what he has to say and whether he's going to try to lead this department in a different way. So I'm not going to prejudge it completely, but I will acknowledge I'm going to go into this with a lot of skepticism based on what I've seen. Thank you, Senator. Thanks, everyone.
All right, hearing from Democrat senators there, most of the remarks related to Secretary Noem there and the appointing by President Trump of Mark Wayne Mullen, senator from Oklahoma, to be the new DHS secretary. We're going to hear from him in just a second, but I do have to sneak in another quick 2-minute commercial break. On the other side, we'll hear Senator Mullen's comments after he was named the new DHS secretary. My name is Josh Breslow, and you're watching Live Now from Fox. Stay with us here on this Friday morning.
As they go to commercial break real quick and they giving us different highlights. I'm saying, ooh, shout out to MJ. Shout out to my good friend Jerry showing us Washington, D.C. Oh, this is Philadelphia. Philadelphia, Philly. Giving us a sky break. Oh, y'all, that was cool. We're not going to stay on here too much longer. I just wanted to really cover some of the things that was. Now this we talked about.
We're following two breaking stories as we come on the air. President Trump firing Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem. And I speak exclusively with Iran's foreign minister as the war spreads to another country. Kristi Noem now out, the president's first major firing of his second term. Multiple controversies she was battling, including accusations of an affair with aide Corey Lewandowski. Our new reporting on why the president made the change.
I remember I said that. I was like, man, that scandal is weird. It came out of nowhere, but I guess that scandal is sticking. Has good big guns to stick to.
And earlier, we pressed Iran's foreign minister in an exclusive interview on why his country's military is targeting neighboring countries and who is in charge there right now. We'll get to that in just a moment, but we want to begin with a historic moment here in the U.S. President Trump firing his Homeland Security Secretary, Kristi Noem. The first cabinet secretary he's forced out in his second term. Noem has been at the center of President Trump's immigration crackdown, but also at the center of growing controversies. She has faced fierce criticism over two fatal shootings involving federal agents killing American citizens in Minneapolis. And just this week, she has faced accusations on Capitol Hill, not only about government contracts, but allegations of an affair with a top aide. We have new reporting tonight on why President Trump decided to fire her today and on the senator he's now nominating to replace her. Peter Alexander starts us off from the White House.
Tonight, Secretary Noem no longer. President Trump ousting perhaps the most divisive member of his cabinet, Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem, who led his immigration enforcement crackdown. The president abruptly announcing her firing on social media, writing, "I thank Kristi for her service at Homeland," saying she had numerous and spectacular results, especially on the border. Moments later, this awkward split screen.
Thank you for coming to this conference.
Noem on stage at a law enforcement conference, but never mentioning her firing. A top administration official tells NBC News President Trump already frustrated by a series of Noem's high-profile controversies. This week was infuriated by her testimony before lawmakers, where she was repeatedly pressed on her role securing a $220 million border security ad campaign that featured her prominently.
If you come here the right way, your American dream can be as big as these endless skies.
Correct. We worked with OMB. Yes.
He did.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
A White House official says President Trump never signed off on the spending. During this year's immigration raids in Minnesota that left 2 protesters dead, Noem came under fire for accusing Alex Preddy of domestic terrorism, despite video contradicting her account. Noem's firing comes just weeks after President Trump praised her to Tom.
Do you still believe in Kristi Noem to deliver on your vision of immigration?
Look, she was in charge of the border. The border's closed. I mean, everybody gives me A+ on the border.
Noem was a lightning rod for criticism, hosting a photo op at a maximum security Salvadoran prison, purchasing a luxury plane that DHS claimed would be used for deportation flights, and facing allegations of an affair with her top advisor, Corey Lewandowski, who an administration official says is also expected to depart. Noem brushed off questions about the relationship at a congressional hearing this week. President Trump naming Republican Senator Markwayne Mullin of Oklahoma the next DHS secretary, pending Senate approval.
There's an opportunity to build off successes, and there's also opportunities to build off things that maybe didn't go quite as planned.
Peter joins us now from the White House. And Peter, the president has publicly praised Noam, but you have new reporting tonight on what's been going on behind the scenes?
Tom, that's right. The president announced Noam will move to a...
We know, because I'm already seeing the post already. We know you Democrats are extremely happy, but then you won't give credit to the president to say that, hey, there are times to where he has to do some things that you might seem a little uncomfortable or you think that he won't do. He will do them. But y'all won't nobody say nothing about that. He's not going to get props. They're not going to even look at that situation like that. But yet again, here is our president doing something he feels is necessary, is need to do to get the job done. And is he going to get backlash for that? Probably so. If people are going to give him props for that, we know no. We know it's not. But yet again, hey, she did a good job in the beginning. She had some mess ups with the things that happened over there in Minnesota, especially in the fair. It's like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? That was most likely the icing on the cake. You know what I'm saying? Especially when she had that meeting and she probably couldn't answer no questions for real. You go up there, you can't answer no questions, you gotta go.
Newly created position overseeing a security initiative. But tonight, an administration official tells NBC News that Noam's drama, in this person's words, overshadowed and distracted from the president's immigration agenda, which this official insists will continue full force. Tom.
Peter Alexander with that big shakeup tonight. Peter, thank you. Now to our other big story today, the widening war with Iran, another country now in Iran's crosshairs. And I spoke exclusively with Iran's foreign minister today. I asked him whether Iran is ready for U.S. ground troops and what his message is to President Trump. And I also pressed him about those ongoing Iranian strikes on its neighbors. Tonight, the alarming airport attack. Video showing a drone striking in Azerbaijan, injuring 4 people. The country's foreign minister saying more drones hit, including near a school, calling them Iranian terrorist attacks. It's the 15th country Iran has struck with drones or ballistic missiles since this weekend. Today, we spoke to Iran's foreign minister, Abbas Araghchi, about those Iranian strikes.
Why are you attacking your Muslim neighbors during the holy month of Ramadan?
Oh, please don't mistake. We have not attacked our neighbors. We have not attacked Muslim countries. We have attacked Americans' targets and Americans' bases, Americans' installations, which are unfortunately located in the soils of our neighbors.
But Minister, Iran is hitting civilian targets, striking hotels, high-rise apartments, airports in many of these countries. Those are not military targets.
Well, no, we have targeted wherever the Americans are. Maybe there have been some collateral damages, as it is in every war. This is a war of choice by the United States, and they should be held responsible for all those damages.
Minister, NATO said they shot down an Iranian missile, which Turkey says was in its airspace. Are you creating new enemies every single day?
Well, we have, our military has denied firing any missile to either Turkey or Azerbaijan.
There's video of the missile on the ground. NATO has said this was fired by Iran.
Well, there is no reason why we should fire, a missile to Turkey, which is a good neighbor of us. Also, there is no reason to fire, drones to Azerbaijan. We are investigating what has gone wrong regarding these missiles or drones.
It comes as the Pentagon says America is winning decisively against Iran in the joint U.S.-Israeli operation. That they have complete control of the skies and are taking out Iranian ballistic missile launchers.
Ballistic missile attacks have decreased by 90% since day one. Drone attacks have decreased by 83%.
The fact that he asked him, "Are you making enemies every day?" Like, what type of question is that? You really have to think about what are you doing for me to want to ask you questions like that. You really have to, in my eyes, be up to something. Now, I could be wrong, but yeah, that, again, for somebody to ask you that was funny to me almost.
Since day one.
President Trump tonight.
As soon as they set off a missile, within 4 minutes, the launcher gets hit. They don't know what's happening. But we have the greatest military anywhere in the world.
We pressed the foreign minister.
The Pentagon says America is winning decisively. Do you think they're wrong?
Well, I think, now 6 days after the war, it is clear that the U.S. Has failed to achieve its main goal, which was a clean, rapid victory. They failed to achieve that, and now they are trying to justify why they did attack us.
Minister, your supreme leader was killed. Your top military leaders were killed. Your military installations have been bombed. How can you call that a failure?
Welcome to the new generation of web creation, where words can launch a business.
Well, then what they have achieved? What was their goal? They came here for a regime change, perhaps. They came here for a rapid victory, so they can, control everything. But they have failed. The system is working. The commanders have been replaced, and the supreme leader is going to be replaced soon, according to the procedures set by the Constitution. So everything is in order.
Can Iran win this war, and what does winning look like for Iran?
Well, there is no winner in this war. Our win is to be able to resist against, their illegal, goals. And this is what we have done so far.
Right now, you're saying Iran does not want a ceasefire.
We are not asking for a ceasefire. And we don't see any reason why we should negotiate with the U.S. When we negotiated with them twice, and every time they attacked us at the middle of negotiations.
So who comes next after the Ayatollah?
There are reports that Ayatollah Khamenei's son is a front runner. Is that true?
Well, actually, I have don't exact information. There are many rumors around, but we have to wait for the assembly of experts to choose the new supreme.
So I wonder if he's almost like a press secretary or something. I really didn't get to catch his name in the beginning of this interview to even look him up, to even do a quick background. But for them to ask about the leader of Iran, who just got unalive, to see if his kids are going to pick up the what's called it, they really kind of put you at a point to where this guy right here doesn't have no authoritarian over what happens, no moves. He can't make no moves. He's just here to answer questions and to enlighten the people. So I wonder if he just like a press, like, the White House has a press secretary. And then you have the White House press. I wonder if he's that like Iran press.
Leader.
We asked about the American submarine that took out this Iranian battleship with a torpedo.
The world saw your battleship sunk in the Indian Ocean. Dozens of Iranian sailors died. Your response was, quote, "Mark my words, the U.S. will come to bitterly regret the precedent it has set." So what is Iran going to do? And at this point, given the state of your military right now, what can you do?
Well, first of all, that was a training ship, which was invited by the Indian Navy to take part in an exercise. The ship was unarmed. So attacking an unarmed ship full of, training officers and sailors is, a war crime, I have to say.
What type of battleship, Minister, excuse me, but What type of military would allow a battleship into the ocean with no weapons on board?
Well, because it was, the goal was not, their aim was not going to war. They meant for an exercise.
And tonight, Israel striking Iranian internal security forces it says are responsible for those recent brutal crackdowns on Iranian protests. We spoke to one man inside of Iran tonight who asked us to conceal his identity for his safety, telling us his reaction to the U.S. and Israeli airstrikes.
I was exhilarated that finally someone stood to these nasty people who just machine gun empty-handed protesters.
Now he's worried the strikes will end too soon, allowing the government to stay in power.
Just help us.
You rarely hear, because this is what, they're not going to play this. This is on NBC News, 24 hours, part about Tom Westcott. I don't know how many people watch this show, but to hear what this guy has to say is not going to be spreaded that much. You have people over there in Iran that wants, go sit down somewhere, that wants this to happen, that wants this regime change. Regime change means changing of leader, changing of policy, changing of the ideology of how you think. Yet again, Americans used to think Christian. Now we think without religion, a regime change. We just do one more openly because we vote our way in and out of the situation instead of like this is doing, where they're gunning their way in and out of the situation. But yet again, this guy is praising the fact that it's happened. This guy is wanting more people to stand up. I beg the difference if we go look at Japan. Japan was bombed. Look, Japan got freedom. That's a brick booming country. Dubai was bombed. And now it's a big, beautiful country doing its thing. So yeah, you can bomb people into freedom. You can get rid of bad people who hide amongst the people because they know that a country is not gonna cross that line and attack them, because yet again it causes hate, it causes a divide. Yeah, you can. And not only can you see a president that's doing it. He's doing it. He's doing it multiple times. So when you say that you can't see, you technically can see it. It's definitely possible. So it's just like, doggone it. And for real, that's literally how it's looking. We may not like it, but it's, I don't know. When I want to say what I want to say, but then it's just like, what can you say? Yet again, you say people can't get bombed. It's happening.
I'm afraid if the help and military action will stop so they can recover. And again, after stopping, they will come and hunt for us. Even if my house is bombed by US or Israel, they are not responsible. Regime is responsible. They have caused this.
He says the internet is cut off in Iran. We asked the foreign minister.
Inside Iran right now, we've heard that the government is cutting off the internet. Why are you closing off information for the Iranian population while this crisis is unfolding?
Well, this is not the case. Almost, all Iranians have access to social networks.
He said it's not true. Almost all the people over there have access. So everybody don't have access. Understandable if he said people that don't have access or are knocked out because of the bomb, that would have. that would make sense. But the fact that it's been reported over there that this is happening like that begs the difference. And I'm noticing that how he's looking, most of the time he was looking over kind of direct when he talked. This answer right here is more of a look off. You know what I'm saying? Basically, when you can't answer direct or you can't face the fact of something, you kind of look off because it's easier to spread your false information without looking somebody in the eye and giving out your truth. It's like playing poker. He doesn't have a good poker face, so therefore he had to look away to cover his true intentions of answering this question.
Some cases, for security reasons, we have, cut access to internet.
President Trump has not ruled out boots on the ground in Iran. Are you afraid of a U.S. invasion in your country?
No, we are waiting for them.
You are waiting for the U.S. military to invade the ground troops?
Yes, because we are confident that we can confront them, and that would be a big disaster for them.
Minister, the White House will likely see this interview. What is your message to President Trump?
Well, my message is that their plan A to achieve a clean, rapid victory in Iran has failed. I'm sure the plan B would even a bigger failure. So there is no way that they can win this war. As long as it takes, we resist. So they better to stop this war and stop killing our people.
While President Trump tonight with a message to Iran.
And I'm once again calling on all members of the Iranian Revolutionary Guard, the military and the police to lay down their arms. They're only going to be killed.
And on the issue of those rising oil prices, the foreign minister told me Iran has no intention to close the Strait of Hormuz right now. But as the war continues, he told me he will consider every scenario. Back here at home, we have some chilling new body camera footage.
Do it really sound like this war is blocking us from the Epstein's files? Because that's one thing I hear a lot. This is nothing but why would you go to war? There's little things like little terrorist violence. There's so many little things that you can do than go to war with a country just so the Epstein file. But listening to just this interview alone, are we still finna sit up here and say that, yeah, this is all a distraction, so can't nobody go and do the Epstein file? Are we really still finna sit up here and have that claim? Are we really finna sit up here and be claiming stuff like that? Like, it's so true. Like, stop. That's why I'm on some stop playing. We gotta face reality. And we're not facing reality because we on some this stuff right here. My opinion, it's just my opinion.
Tonight, showing the moments police confronted and then took down that mass shooter in Austin earlier this week. NBC's Priscilla Thompson has the latest and a warning. Some of what you're about to see is disturbing.
You're one sentence away from launching your website with Base 44. Since the beginning of the internet, there's never been such a fun, fast, and intelligent way to launch online. Landing pages, content hubs, e-commerce sites, you describe it and it's built in minutes. It's kind of wild how far a short prompt can get you. Right away, it generates a full site. Pages, structure, layout, design, it's all there. Next, styling. I shape it around my taste and ask for what I like. Darker palette, different font, this is the vibe. Now let's talk functionality. I want to capture emails, done. I need payments, easy. Anything else I need, I just keep going.
This is the moment Austin police took down the gunman on a deadly rampage.
Stop moving!
Stop moving! The body cam released by the department today shows two different angles.
Where is it? Where is it?
Police frantically searching for the shooter.
Down! Everybody down!
And returning fire.
Shots fired! Shots fired! The suspect is down!
Also released this chilling video showing the shooter in a downtown Austin parking lot with what investigators say is an AR-15 rifle. At one point, appearing to take aim.
There are people dead over here. There have been multiple people shot.
3 people were killed and 16 injured. Multiple sources say the gunman is 53-year-old Iniaga Dianye, who wore an Iranian flag shirt during the attack.
Oh, okay. I was wondering, like, when is this? Because I heard about a shooting and dude was Iran. But when you see this guy, I almost thought he was American, but understandable.
The Department of Homeland Security says the Iranian flag was also found in his home. Police say the suspect's only other interaction with law enforcement was a 2022 welfare check in New York, and that they are still investigating a motive and possible nexus to terrorism.
We conducted 2 search warrants. You talk about the digital evidence and all the things that we have to do. We are not ready to talk about exactly what.
Now, I could see people already said, covered out the woodwork. Oh, Trump is for to cover out the all black folks.
In his home. Police say this.
They're gonna tell us he's gonna come after all black folks. I promise you, we're gonna hear that statement like that. And I'm gonna stand by my guns and say that's bullshit. I don't speak Iranian. I don't speak Iranian. I'm definitely not that dark. I ain't that damn dark. Nah, shit. Quit playing with me. Trump's minions ain't coming after me. But people of this skin complexion might have a problem. I have to look over their shoulder. Of course, I might have to look over my shoulder. Look at this. Man, the guy went up spraying up the whole clique. Like, stop playing. Stop playing. That's crazy.
Suspect's only other interaction with law enforcement was a 2022 welfare check in New York, and that they are still investigating a motive and possible nexus to terrorism.
We conducted 2 search warrants. You talk about the digital evidence and all the things that we have to do. We are not ready to talk about exactly what that nexus is.
Tonight, the community remembering the victims, 19-year-old Ryder Harrington, 21-year-old Savitha Shawn, and 30-year-old George Peterson. And praising the heroic officers who returned fire that day. Priscilla Thompson, NBC News.
All right, we're also tracking a dangerous storm system firing up right now. Heavy rain caving in this massive warehouse in Texas. Look at that. And rivers flooding out as far as Indiana. Al Roker is.
Man, that shooting that went down, I didn't get a chance to cover it. I was actually going through some technical difficulties, so I couldn't cover it. But man, that is wild. I think this is where we was under the influence. And let me go back to this picture. I'm gonna do it like that. Back to this picture. Looking at this, when I see that, it makes me think about it makes me Bree. Hold on. I need you to slide through, Miss Bree. Anyway, it really makes me think about the things that are really happening in this world that we pay not no attention to, that we really truly decide to ignore. And I think we need to stop ignoring this. Also, it also making me look at the key thing about sleeper cells. Is sleeper cells real? Are they true? Are these real people that are put into these states, cities, counties, towns to live amongst us until they get a phone call to go out? Because yet again, this was some people's ideally thought of what this guy was really on, that he was a sleeper cell military guy who worked for them, who came over here, got a little bit more training to sit back and wait for the day that he gets called. And I think that's really what it was about. I don't quote me on that, but when I think about the story, it just really kind of popped in my head that, oh yeah, like some people were thinking that this dude might be a sleeper cell agent, and that you have to be careful and watch people of this nature, because sleeper cells are in every state, county, and country all over the world. Sleeper cells are just not in America. But yet again, this story right here is more prime to an example of that. Okay. So when you have that example, kind of want to take notice, want to take notes. Yet again, we're not sure. I'm not sure. But when you look at the signs and things that were taught to us, this guy fits under the spectrum of that. Yeah, now I'm finna go over here. I'm starting to like
I am Captain Jonah Veritek.
Yeah,
if you are seeing this
Australian
message, remember, do not
Now to the American media.
If I was in Australia, and Australia Open, Australia Formula One started this week. I'm big into F1 racing. I do want to start my sports on Sundays. Matter of fact, when I get off here and I go on the Talk of the Tick, I will be working on my sports contribute, because I'm a big sports fan and F1 is fine. But I want to say that by saying this, I do love sitting up here watching F1. I mean, Australia news. I really like their news. Their news is awesome. And they're covering CNN on this news coverage. I want to break it down to see how they view us, which I already know how they view us and stuff like that.
Media, where the war in Iran has exposed the radicals and activists running some of the biggest companies in the world. First, we have CNN's Abby Phillip, who followed a line that many news outfits fell for by asserting that the attack on Iran was illegal. Now, countries have a right to defend themselves, and this country, Iran, has orchestrated multiple attacks on Australian soil. They are terrorists, fund the most evil acts imaginable. They've been trying to build nuclear capability, and we know that because there is no functional reason to have uranium enriched up to 60% purity other than using it for a weapon.
Now, this report I just heard from Australia on why Iran is getting bombed and they don't need, and I said this on this podcast every time. When I heard this, it sounded like they just want to set the country back. They don't want the country to grow to be a threat and big and become a powerhouse. That's when I heard that, that's what I thought. And he just solidified that. He just said the same thing that I was already saying. He just said it in his words. Now, I want to hear why CNN is under fire on the base of this.
And of course, the threat of the ballistic missile program was real, even though these insane lefties refused to see the evidence before their own eyes.
Look, the bottom line is they don't want them to have ballistic missiles. They don't want them to have a nuclear program. They don't like that their Navy makes trouble for everybody in the Gulf. And that is the stated rationale. You could throw on other things. For the last 47 years, they have killed American troops. They've maimed American personnel. They've exported and funded terror around the world and around the region. And you seem to be suggesting we have no allies in this. I watched the president with the Chancellor of Germany today. He strongly supports what we're doing. The UK is feckless. Spain is feckless. But we have plenty of allies in the region and around the world who know we have done the right thing.
So to be clear, I just want to just you just listed a bunch of things. None of them were an imminent attack. But Rita's question is actually
ballistic
about
missiles, Abby. Drones. These are imminent attack weapons.
What proof is there that there were ballistic missiles, that they actually had ballistic missiles that could reach the United States?
Reach U.S. bases. Look at your television. They're falling right now.
Iran.
Joining me to discuss is founder of Wrong Speak Publishing.
So this is what they're getting blamed for false questioning the fact, is Iran, and yet again, if there are proof out there and she is ignoring it because of the simple fact it doesn't fit the Democratic narrative, or this is another attempt to shut down Trump, this looks bad. Democrats just had one up by Kristi Noem getting fired. And instead of quitting or coming out against Trump, she got literally fired by Trump. And some of y'all think that she did a bad job herself anyway, or wasn't even fit for the job. So yet again, getting fired, y'all still not going to give props to Trump. Like, dang, Trump, you probably one of the people. Yeah, they weren't doing a good job. Even y'all said that. But yet again, it's not her doing a bad job. It's Trump not doing doing a bad job. Make that make sense, bro.
Adam B. Coleman. Adam, welcome to the show. It's great to have you.
Thank you for having me back on.
Now, this insistence by some in the media that this war is illegal, I cannot believe that has gained so much traction. But I think CNN, having Scott Jennings there, almost to do these real-time fact checks, is rather humiliating for the host.
Yeah, I mean, God bless Scott Jennings. I sort of understand when the average American who is hesitant about this war, or even is this exactly a war that is actually happening? Because even the conversation as far as what determines a war, and the fight over war powers, and what is the president allowed to do and what they're not allowed to do. And sometimes it feels like a semantic game. But I understand somewhat where it comes from. Maybe not the disingenuous crowd of CNN, but the American public is a bit split on this because of what has happened, at least in my lifetime, with Afghanistan and Iraq. We were promised that this is only going to take 10 days, or it's going to be a little bit longer. And then 20 years later, Joe Biden is, messing up our withdrawal. So I can understand where a lot of Americans are kind of clinging on to that idea.
The biggest question is, are they actually have weapons that can reach America? Abby Phillips is asking more of the fact, more direct of, can their weapons reach America? Now, can their weapons reach allies? Israel? Yes, can't. They won't ask no question like that. Can those things reach allies? They're not going to ask. But yet again, do you want a group of people who have been known around the world, different countries? Because yet again, if they was getting bombed, like they're getting bombed, like it's on TV, why aren't any of their allies, Iran allies, have not came to their defense? Yeah, I paused, so I want y'all to sink that in. None of their allies have came to their defense. No other country has stepped up. You got Pakistan right there. Anything that Trump has done with these other countries, y'all want to call in it, but no other countries have stepped up and questioned them. You don't hear outroars from other countries talking about Trump, stop what you're doing. You ever wonder why? Y'all don't care why. Y'all look at these situations out here, and y'all want to blame everything on the Epstein spot. Be killing me every time I hear that. Trump going to war with them because of the Epstein file. Trump doing this because of the Epstein file. Trump don't want to do that because of the Epstein file. So if everything is a distraction from the Epstein file, I don't think he's doing a good job. And I guess that's what people are like, okay, now we agree Trump is not doing a good job. Notice how they didn't hear my true reasoning of why I said that. But yet again, most people were here like, Finger My Banana finally said, Kapeash finally said, hey, he's not doing a good job. I just got to shake my head today. I just have to shake my head. Because I just heard a dude talking about, oh man, some 13-year-old girl file case. Like, I done researched and this case that they keep talking about is very old. It already has been debunked. So whatever drops in the next couple of days, which, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'll just come on here and apologize. It's no big deal. Keep doing my show like I've been doing it. What do we need to do to get the job done? Quit worrying about things that's not in our capability or stuff that the government is not going to release that you want to be released. We want it released so bad because we know Trump's name in it more than his name is in the Bible, which was told to me. After all of that, he's still in the White House. Man, we done put people away for worse, for less, for all in between. You damn near bankrupted the dude before he got in office, and y'all trying to tell me that, yet again, more allegations, more things, more problems, more solving, more things. Stop playing. Hey y'all, it's the Burn Live Show, man. Yeah. I don't even know what to say no more, bro.